to the bill of material. And bring that same item up. Here I defined some additional materials that I was making wild assumptions about what might go into it, that you might use some two by 5 sheets of mahogany, 3/4 inch thick. You might use some mahogany boards. You might use some mahogany molding. I picked some wood at random that you might use for the interior of the drawers that you're going to manufacture. I created an item code for the glass panels that I saw on a couple of the doors going into it. So this is the list of material, and then from there, I also set up what I mentioned earlier is called a routing. And the routing, let's see here. Here's where we're defining a series of steps that are going to be worked against that material. And I can't remember if, so we have, I just sort of arbitrarily tried to cut through a list of things that I thought you might do to make the wine storage unit. And, you know, like cutting the sheets, cutting boards, joining rails and stiles to make doors, cutting some of the wood to make drawers, routing the doors, you know, cutting the molding, doing assembly, and then, you know, time obviously involved to do the install at the customer site. So these are all labor steps that can be defined if you want. Each one of these labor steps can have a sequence of notes attached to it to give more detail to the person doing the work. In most cases, what you would probably do is have a note that relates to a drawing or a blueprint for the kind of work that they're going to want to do. In terms of pricing and costing a job based on what you see in the routing, you can define standard labor rates, what you're going to pay somebody to do this work, and you can also define standard pricing that you're going to charge the customer so much per hour for a specific step along the way. In terms of costing, you could be defining cost for a person to do a job. If that person was working on a piece of machinery that was a very expensive piece of machinery that you were depreciating over time and you wanted to allocate cost of that machinery to a job, you could define something called overhead rates that would allow you to cost the machine portion of a step to the job as well. That's why we have something here called run labor and machine labor. So each of those labor costs, labor and machine costs can be applied to the job. Just a way to give you an additional breakdown if you want to use it. You don't have to use it, but it's there if you want it.